Many people come into my office saying something like this. My labs are not that bad. My blood sugar is only a little high. I am not diabetic, but I feel foggy. My memory is not as sharp. My energy is unpredictable, and something feels off. Today, I want to talk about one of the most important and most misunderstood drivers of aging, insulin. Not just as a blood sugar hormone, but as the number one signal that determines how your brain and body age. What I want to explain today is how insulin functions and what is known as glycation quietly drive metabolic disease, cognitive decline, and even Alzheimer's risk long before a diagnosis ever appears. And I want to frame this in a way that actually makes sense if you are trying to understand why your body feels different after 40. Aging is not about time passing. Aging is about the loss of biological function. Insulin is one of the earliest systems where that loss shows up. Insulin's job is not just to move sugar out of the blood. Insulin is a communication hormone. It tells cells that fuel is available. It tells the brain that energy is on the way. It supports memory formation, focus, and learning. When insulin signaling is working well, the brain uses glucose efficiently and remains metabolically flexible. As we age, many people develop insulin resistance. That means insulin is present, but cells stop listening. This does not only happen in the muscle or the liver, it occurs in the brain as well. This is why you may hear Alzheimer's described as type 3 diabetes. The brain becomes insulin resistant. Glucose cannot get into neurons efficiently. Energy production drops. Brain cells become stressed. Inflammation rises. Memory and processing speed begin to change. For many people, this process starts years or even decades before symptoms are apparent. Glycation plays a significant role here. Glycation occurs when excess glucose binds to proteins and fats, forming advanced glycation end products. These compounds damage tissues, stiffen blood vessels, and disrupt signaling. In the brain, glycation interferes with neuron communication and increases inflammation. It also worsens insulin resistance, creating a vicious cycle. This is why conventional advice often misses the mark. You are told to watch your A1C or wait until blood sugar crosses a diagnostic line. But insulin dysfunction starts earlier. By the time glucose is consistently high, the signaling problem has already been present for a long time. Many people are doing their best. They are eating better, they are exercising, but the body is no longer responding the way it used to. That is not a willpower issue. That is a signaling issue. Supporting insulin as we age is about restoring metabolic communication, not forcing control. One important signal is metabolic stability. Large swings in blood sugar stress the system and accelerate glycation. Supporting steadier energy availability helps the brain feel safe and reduces inflammatory signaling. Another key signal is inflammation. Chronic low-grade inflammation interferes with insulin receptors, especially in the brain. When inflammation is high, insulin cannot do its job even if levels are normal. Sleep and circadian signals matter as well. Poor sleep worsens insulin resistance directly in the brain. This is one reason memory feels worse after nights of disrupted sleep. Muscle also plays a role here. Muscle is one of the primary places where insulin acts. When muscle insulin sensitivity declines, the entire system becomes overloaded. Supporting muscle function helps offload glucose and reduce glycation pressure. Environmental signals matter, too. Ultra-processed foods and high-heat cooking increase glycation load and insulin stress. The brain experiences this as a constant low-level threat. The most important takeaway is this: insulin is not just a diabetes marker. It is one of the most powerful aging signals in the body. When insulin signaling is impaired, the body shifts into survival mode. Repair slows, brain energy drops, cognitive resilience declines. When insulin signaling is supported, the body can reinvest in clarity, stability, and long-term brain function. This is not about chasing perfect numbers, it is about restoring communication between cells. At DNA Wellness and Longevity Institute, we help people understand what their bodies are doing and why they respond the way they do. If you feel older than you should or aren't seeing the changes you expect, we can help you identify what's holding your body back. Visit our website at defynaturalaging.com to schedule an assessment and education visit.